So yesterday I ended the video only reading one excerpt, but as I continue to continue to read them, and I decided that it's something that should be shown. So we're gonna read the rest of them. Also, you'll see that the keeping him from my daughter only lasted a few days. So the next entry is on August 31st, 2014. I tossed and turned. The first thing in the morning, I checked the trash to see if he emailed. Natanya looks so much like him. I wish she didn't. The whole time I was pregnant, I wanted her to look like me, and she came out looking exactly like him. I haven't much to say. I haven't considered the word validation, but I will today. Just wanted to note the fact that even before our fallout, I thought about him every morning, and that hasn't changed. Later on in the day, I took 2 zinc and 2 hair and skin and nail vitamins. I made homemade pancakes. That's right, homemade, like, baking powder, a dash of baking soda, flour, sugar, vanilla. Anyway, I'm watching church through live stream, World Harvest. And he says, the truth will set you free. I am free from a lie that bound me, and I'm gonna be okay. Now that her father has exited, I could take the time to start trying to make real changes in my regimen. I really enjoy working out, and I need to read my Bible more. Now Pastor has just said, too many of us have been people focused, and if that isn't the truth, I've been over accommodating her father. When we start back up, we will do things my way. He will have to sit over here, and if he can't fit our daughter into my schedule, he'll just have to deal. He was only available on church days, and I accommodated that, but no more. He is not needed for either of us. I provide her needs without much help from him. He extends a helpful hand financially, but it's like a reward rather than real help. And I've also decided to take on a real estate thing more seriously. I didn't want to go with Keller Williams, but they pay for the class, and it's more economical because I can't pay for it myself. The personal training certificate is $600, and I would be happy to pay for that. I am ready to change. Real quick, my oldest child's father has both those certificates, and he obtained them within the last 2 years. I wish we weren't fighting because Natanya is working my nerve. It's okay though, I love her. So I would be whole if he loved me. It's a thought, but not a possibility. It's embarrassing to be rejected. If I had a type, he would be it. And he is the object of my affection. And where have you been all my life in my Rihanna voice? And because he is the only of his kind that I've encountered, to have finally found someone like him and have him reject me is just, God, are you kidding me right now? I feel a certain security with him. There are moments in the 2 years where I didn't feel like my mentality and emotions were completely safe though. But over the course of some months, he seemed to be someone I could experience that with, and he made me feel good. Validation was never possible though. As I stated before, his feelings for me were never clear. So that's as far as I can think about validation. Hold on, let me open that, because we're gonna talk about it. What does it say in the article I read? The The rapist is alluring and extraordinarily caring. Making her feel alive, sexy, and euphoric. She feels safe and cherished. This is me describing exactly that. But his feelings for me were never clear. So that's the part in which his intentions are never really clear. It's the things he doesn't say, what he's looking for. Next day, I woke up and I greeted Nat, and I wiped her down with a wet cloth, lotioned her down, changed her diaper, dressed her in a lounge clothes, and combed her hair. I did 8 or 9 of the stretches, and they went really quickly because this time I didn't have to read the instructions. I'm going to eat a large bowl of oatmeal, drink 2 cups of water, wash my face, and watch Young and the Restless. Then I will put Nat down for a nap, read 2 chapters of my book, and choose from one of the dishes in the fridge we have for lunch. I think in this particular time, I was taking care of my grandmother also. I don't mention her, but I know because of the dates that my grandmother is there. And so what I would try to do is cook in bulk so I wouldn't have to cook so often, because she expected me to cook a warm meal every meal. Dad and I went looking for some apartments, and that was for her. We were looking for either an apartment for her or a home for her. That's what we were doing. We also went grocery shopping. Only read 1 chapter. It's been a busy day. I was sweating, so I'm gonna go wash my face. I gave Nat baby food. On to the next phase, and I'm so elated. She didn't sleep for long today, so I will try to put her down for a nap. I took 2 zinc, 2 hair and skin nail vitamins, and 2 Valtrex, and I ate a Lunchable, pudding and some chocolate chips. I miss them today, and even though Nat has hit a milestone, I haven't even gone a week without speaking yet, so I won't say anything. I'm doing a face mask. After I wash this off, I'm gonna eat and then head out to the gym. And when I get back, I will feed Natanya, put her down, and get my Love and Hip Hop Atlanta on, take a shower, wash my face, and read for half an hour. Then it's 11:16 in the evening, and I said I did everything I said, including pumping 8 ounces of milk, and this will be for Nat cereal in the AM. I will try to continue to pump 3 to 4 times a day. I also stretched, a different kind I found on YouTube to wind down for bed. I'm gonna read 1 more chapter and then it's bedtime. I feel really well. I smiled at myself and said, "This may sound dumb, but I love you," in the mirror. And Ashley, you can love yourself, and you will. That was November 1st, 2014. So the next day, so tomorrow, I'm going to hop in the car and see what I can do about making Natanya a model. Get a few extra bucks because she's gorgeous. And since her father is not on the birth certificate, I can do what I want. I've just woken up, haven't done anything, and I'm really hungry. I've been experiencing pain for quite some time. It's not like I have an outbreak, but it's like someone is stretching me. It's very uncomfortable. And this is common if you have to be cut during childbirth, and then like when they sew you back up, it's real uncomfortable sometimes. And she's like 4 or 5 months old now. But your body still doesn't get used to all these changes for many years. So that's what I was experiencing. Just in case any of y'all have never had a baby, that's something you want to consider. I think this discomfort went on for a while too. For her, Natanya got stuck in the birth canal. Actually, both of my older children got stuck in the birth canal. So I had like minor complications after birth because of that. And that's why Aaron was born. It was cesarean. So I believe in my own choice, and I don't need approval from others. And I also realized those 9 stretches I was doing are actually exercises, so I'm sore as fuck. I really miss him. I've considered unblocking him just to see if he asks about his daughter, but the risk is too great that I would respond or text. But I was going to check and see if he was going to still be giving me money. So I will do that now. I will wait for his response, arrange a time to pick it up, and that will be the end of it. I will block him again. I don't enjoy these moments. My heart pounds with anxiety. I don't wish to see him, but I really need the money. I was trying to decide if I was going to get his birthday present or not, too. I haven't taken it out of my card. I don't know. I'll Google what I should do. This is later on in the day, and this is day 4. Day 4. At 8 in the evening, he asked for us to come over. And then I leave his house at 11:52. We were quiet. He seemed nicer. I got home and he said he forgives me. Those words are so foreign. I don't know how to act, what to say. I'm still keeping him at a distance. I'm hitting the treadmill while Nat sleeps and my dad is here. Washed my face and shower, and I did my scrub again today. So literally this whole silence thing, it's already over. I could not go 4 days. So the next day, I still continued to do a journal. I did 4 miles per hour for 4 minutes. Doesn't seem like much, and I definitely didn't push myself as much as I wanted to. But I remember a time when I could do 2 miles in 20 minutes. Right now, that's like 2 miles in 40. Luckily, I do know the rules of conditioning, and I'll get there. Between us, I'm sweating hard, hoping my pores aren't suffering. When I get out of the shower, I will apply rosehip myrrh frankincense concoction. And in the morning, I'll do the baking soda honey lemon juice mask. I almost forgot about inversion. I did do it Monday, but seeing her father threw off my routine a little bit. So first week of the month for my hair will be clarifying shampoo, protein treatment, inversion method. For my skin, it will be baking soda, honey, and lemon juice mask. I'll look up some treatments for both hair and face to be completed by the remaining 21 days of the month. And if all goes well, I will have luscious locks and clear skin by my birthday. So we're in September, my birthday is in April. Exercise will be done and vitamins will be taken consistently throughout. Anyway, it's shower time, gotta pump some milk and get ready to do laundry and shop in the morning. So this was at 1 a.m. So I had to lay down. And my daughter did not sleep. Sometimes she would take naps during the day, but at night she was like a little night owl. She was born at night too. She was born at 1:37 in the morning. So she was always up at night. I'm pretty sure no sooner than I went to sleep, she was up again. All right, so next day, September 4th. Yesterday did not go as planned, but I still managed to work out. Yesterday, I woke up at 8. Oh, so September 4th, I am recounting the day before because the day before's it was written at 1 in the morning, so I didn't get to talk about what I did during that actual day. Okay, so I'm gonna point something out too. Yesterday, I woke up at 8 and went to Walmart with my sister. Got home, put things away, went to Once Upon a Child and bought Nat 10 shirts, a pair of pajamas, and a pair of black boots. And I bought Jeremiah 3 books. Then we went to her father's house for 4 hours. He made me spaghetti. I got home, fed Natanya, then cleaned the kitchen and living room, organized my room, gave Natanya a bath, and put her hair in 15 ponytails. Laid her down, went to the gym, used the treadmill for 15 minutes. I took a shower, did a baking soda mask, ate 500-calorie meals, watched a movie with my sister and dad, and went to bed around 1. So I mentioned in one of my videos, I can't even remember which one, but I mentioned that I always was under supervision. These are examples of me being under supervision. My younger sister accompanied me to the store, and she often did. My father did as well. I was under constant supervision all the time, even though I was a full-grown adult. And then I also want to note that he cooked for me. Because now that we have an understanding of spell work and things like that, I don't think I've ever mentioned it, but one of the first movies that we ever watched together was a movie called The Lords of Salem, and it was about witchcraft. And so like now when I look back on times in which he did for me, I know that he was putting something in my food. So anyway, I've started laundry and I took Dad to the airport. I'm about to feed Natanya apples and lay her down for a nap. I'm about to do my co-wash, deep condition, and file my nails while Nat is sleeping. I tried to upload pictures to the talent agency, but my cloud app isn't working for some reason. I took my vitamins and I'm drinking aloe water now. I just got done with lunch. Is that 2? I just got done with lunch. I nursed Natanya back to sleep. The laundry is done. I'm going to put that away and start styling my hair. I'll either paint my nails or hold off on that tomorrow. And I'll probably hold it off because it takes 2 hours to do my hair. And that's so funny because now it literally, if I really want to just do something with my hair, it like takes 15 minutes. Like if I just want to do a real quick twist up. I want to just do like this little twist up here, get my edges right. That takes 15 minutes tops. I feel almost numb emotionally. When we saw our dad, it was more relaxed. I gave him a hug when we left. I really love his skin. He's so soft. The fact that he forgives me is quite monumental in my life. It doesn't happen very often, and I guess I'm kind of switched off because I don't know how to feel. Is that strange? I had to run to the bank and put the cash I pulled out back in. Took forever to fix my hair and it looks very healthy. I'm proud of the progress. It doesn't look like my sister will be back in time for me to run tonight. I might bust out some P90X. She has been really fussy and it makes me feel trapped when she acts like this. I'm craving real food, but I binged on a little junk. I'm negative by $11 in the bank. I miscalculated by $11 and I'm frustrated because I got the payday loan last month and that was dumb. I didn't spend but 100 of it. So then I paid all of it off when I could have just gotten new jeans. On the flip side, I ordered a set of 40 curl formers for $10, so at least I can try a new hairstyle just in time for his birthday. Right from her hairstyle to her eating habits, she can go to any extent for him. So that last little bit was from the article. I'm trying to give you parallels to the article and my behavior. Okay, so I'm gonna watch my cousin's kids. Today I cleaned the kitchen, bathroom, and vacuumed the living room. Natanya and I took a bath. I didn't work out or shower last night. And I just want to mention the kitchen, bathroom, and living room are all common areas, but I'm the one cleaning it. And there's 3 other adults in the house. So I just want to mention that. I didn't work out or shower last night. I nursed Natanya and fell asleep with her. She has been very trying today. She's cranky all around, almost calls for a bullet to the head. She finally fell asleep and I painted my toes. I will wait for tomorrow for my hands. I'm gonna need to cook and bake for the kids. And I mentioned her being cranky a lot, but she was a really, of all my children, she was the most clingy. And she was the most temperamental. And that's no fault to her own. She definitely saw something. She would always, when she was in these little fits and stuff, she'd literally just be looking up. And so I know something was bothering her. And it would be the simple fact that she was born under this type of abuse. She was born out of an emotional rape. So of course that's bringing an entity with her. Yeah. So, I found out that he left me a voicemail during the time he was blocked, and I don't know why I find that amusing. What's typical is that he says he'll give me money, and he doesn't. He also said he'd come over today, but he didn't. Am I fine with this? Yeah. But if I choose to file child support in June, I'll remind him that I'm not bitter. I just don't appreciate this pattern. My daughter and myself deserve the world, and on top of that, I ask for less than that, not even 1/4 of it, so give it or get lost. I think at this point in time, I said I would give it a year before I file for child support. And as I've stated before, I didn't file child support until like 2017. 2018. I think it was 2017. So this is 2014. I still didn't end up doing, I didn't even keep that. Oh, well, if I choose the child support in June, it wasn't like trying to control him. It's just like, you said you wanted to be a part of your child's life. These are the things that I will need to raise this child the best of my ability. That's really all it was, If you say you're coming, come. If you say you're giving money, give it, and just leave it like that. And if you don't have the money, that's fine. But if you have the time, please give it. And he seemed to never have either. And he would always say that was my fault. He told me he didn't want to have children. He told me he didn't have time, but he actually did. He literally just sat in his house all the time or hung out with his friends all the time like he was 12. So he just, he didn't want to choose to give the time. And I told him, if you don't want to do that, if you don't want to give the time, if you say you don't have the time, if you say you don't have the money, if you say you don't have these things, I really don't have a problem with you relinquishing your rights as a parent, because I was the one that made the choice to keep the child. But when you're not, I'm trying to use my exact words. When you are doing these things, like making promises and not keeping them, you are adding stress upon me, and you're also setting a tone for your child. So if you're not available and you don't have the money, I don't actually have a problem with that. What I have a problem with is you saying that you want to be involved with your child in your child's life and you not doing anything to try to make those things happen. So, in that case, it's just better for you not to be there. And that's no offense to you. That's not to say that the child doesn't need a father. It's just how beneficial is it to the child and the other parent? Because a stressed parent is worse than an absent parent. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Because I did not know about emotional rape, it actually took me a really long time to get over my oldest child's father. And one thing about the situation is that I did not want to have a child with, I didn't want to have a child with him because I was really still in love with my oldest child's father. I wanted to get my oldest child's father back. And I knew like the minute that I had another child, he told me a long time ago he would never raise another man's child. So I knew the minute that I got pregnant with my daughter that the relationship between he and I was over. But I was like still very much in love with him because everything about the relationship was a delusion. So very interesting, on September 6th, my only entry is about him, and it says, I have memories of him that are so vivid I can relive it right down to the multiple orgasms, and it's quite nostalgic. Like, I really cared about my daughter's dad and everything, and the only reason I did is because he manipulated me into caring. And he treated me better than the other one, so naturally you would want to try to make things work with someone who treats you better. But he didn't actually treat me better. I just thought he did because he created this veil. So that was that was a really interesting moment right there. September 7th, I'm a ball of boredom. I'm bored and feeling a bit lonesome. Right now I'm doing some baking soda, apple honey, cucumber scrubs, and I haven't taken my vitamins yet. The house is clean. Natanya slept for nearly 4 hours. That was a record. She was one of them babies that would like sleep for 15, 30 minutes and pop up like she's been asleep this whole time and like she's ready for life. So her sleeping for 4 hours at a time was really rare. And I talked to her dad for 15 minutes. So remember, the name of this was called 21 Days of Silence Diary. It literally was 4 days. Like, he goes and tells people I kept him from her and things like that. This is the first instance of when I kept her from him, and it was literally for 4 days. If there were any other instances of me keeping her from him, it was literally like this all the time. And he would have been gone anyway because he wasn't really involved. Like, them 4 days is like a natural, that's exactly how many days he's away type shit, you know? So, in fact, our agreement when we finally went into mediation, it was, he saw her on Tuesdays and Saturdays. Tuesdays and Fridays. So right there is 3 days that you do not see her. So me keeping her for 4 days is 1 extra day. And we did plenty of those. So September 12th. So I didn't do the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. I didn't do a diary. And there was no point in me doing a diary really because he was involved with us again. I didn't even make it 4 days. Like, I didn't even make it a week. So September 12th, which is his birthday as well, I have been shopping all week in an attempt to change my wardrobe. And I actually remember when I finally had gotten my clothes and I went to his home. He was like, look at you, you're finally dressing like a mother. And it's funny because what I chose was something I always kind of wore, stuff that I already wore. But he only noticed because it was new. So then I go through, I have a couple more that aren't part of the 21 days of silence, but they are written to my oldest child's father. How I want to call him and I want to talk to him, and there's no way, he told me he was a sociopath, and there's no way you're a sociopath. We're not going to read those. Well, maybe we are. Hold on. Oh, that's not actually what I thought it was. Okay, well. So I get back, I start over. I start over again. Now we're on December 5th. I want to call you because today, Natanya said dada. And when I heard it, I almost cried. I don't want to keep either of you apart. I think how you could be her first love and think of how my dad grounded me just so I wouldn't be able to be with mine. My first love was an asshole, a super jerk who didn't care who he hurt. As far as Natanya is concerned, I don't want her loving a guy like that. I get sick to my stomach imagining my daughter witnessing you drunk. I get sick whenever I think of what you will miss, and you're going to miss her first Christmas. I don't want you to miss everything, so I hope you get your priorities straight. Everything you have done to punish me was bad for her. Was it really killing you to be kind or show some respect? No more disrespect. Now, actually, I speak on it in here. I was going to speak on it, but so now I've renamed it from 21 Days of Silence to No More Disrespect. December 13th. This is a continuation of the 21 Days of Silence journal that didn't end in 21 days. I should have stuck with it. Keith got worse. He started pulling away even further, and for 2 weeks, he picked up Natanya and kept her for a grand total of 12 hours. He saw her on November 25th, said he would get her again the next day, and then I hadn't heard from him again for a week. He would come over here and not even speak a word. And so the respect was out of control. So I just said he couldn't see her. Here's the demanding of respect. As a good mother I am, I do deserve it. I put myself down entirely too much, but I'm working on it. The survivor's self-respect and self-image gets shattered. He keeps calling me a whore, and he has for several times. I won't stand for it any longer. I don't even know what me being a whore, if I was one, has anything to do with my parenting. Like, I'm excellent in that department. Either way, I told him his daughter will learn that she doesn't deserve respect if I don't stand up for myself. And that's why I did it. Scientists have proven that children who witness their parents being berated or disrespected automatically have a lower self-worth. We don't want to treat our children like extensions of ourselves because they already do that naturally. So we teach them to be an individual. But I didn't, especially for my little girl, for her. Because I know what I've experienced. Like, I did not want her to inherit that. She's beautiful. She doesn't deserve to feel that way because she's so bright and intelligent and creative. She's like all the things that she should be. And I didn't want her to inherit that. And so if I know she was like only 6 months old, right? But if I didn't start nipping it in the bud, it wasn't, I wanted to start nipping it in the bud right then and there. I wasn't going to wait a year, 2 years, and then be like, okay, you can't keep doing this to me. So I wanted to nip it in the bud. Until he can respect that, he just can't see her. I'm sticking to it. Just before, life is much easier when I'm just depending on me and he isn't sporadically popping in and out of our lives and ruining our day-to-day flow. He just doesn't have what it takes to raise a child. It's about making good choices and sacrifices, and he can't seem to do either one. Enough about him. I'm doing great. And so this is when it starts getting into me talking about they're putting me in these delusional states. So this one's called tomfoolery. I wanted my oldest child's father to go out with me for my birthday, even though we had not hung out or anything since he took custody of my child in 2013. It was tomfoolery to ask you out. It's just the moment I kicked you out a few years ago, the only thing I wanted was to talk to you. Through the custody battle, through your relationship, friendships, you're all mine. I just have been like dying to talk to you, lying in wait, following all your rules for interaction, barely looking you in the eye. And now that you say I can talk to you, that isn't enough, because now I want to see you while I talk to you. Look you in the eye, monitor your breathing, observe your body language, and actually admire your smile firsthand when I make you smile. I don't mean to be eager in adjusting our interactions to be so personal. I don't mean to make you uncomfortable, but understand that these last 3 years without you, though not horrible, somewhat pleasant, were still painfully uncomfortable. I've wondered myself if I'm crazy, because who the hell loves someone like this, remains fixated like this? Where are the cons in place for both parties involved? Thing is, some of those cons can be forgiven when considering the level of maturity. Some of those cons don't exist in a friendly setting that doesn't involve romance. And what I'm left with are only pros. I still love you, and it matters not at all what you feel for me to feel it. However, I'm taking back my request for you to accompany me on my birthday. I hadn't considered myself actually drunk with you in the flesh. I am pretty sure I will embarrass myself. Even every time I'm drunk, I sulk and write you a letter or poem. So having you there would mean I would speak to you directly, and I think it's best not to open that can of worms or emotions. We broke up in the beginning of 2012. Kicked him out of my house in 2012. It is 2015, and I'm still obsessing. And I don't know when it stopped. It just stopped. But at this time, I already have a child with another man. I'm starting to, I know it was spell work for both of them. The oldest child's father admitted to being a warlock. The other one, he didn't, but based off of the things that I know, things that my daughter have told me, what I have seen, he is also, and the last one admitted to it as well. So all of these children were begotten by spell work. And so the psychology world has words for what is happening in the spiritual realm. Emotional rape is a way of binding. Excuse me. You know, I think everybody has seen me make comments about it. Narcissism is spell work. Narcissism is when you do certain things like triangulation. Triangulation is a binding spell. You don't have to be lighting candles and doing things, because the results of covert emotional incest, which is a spell, you know, like, it creates different results, and this is where you get spell work. But it's defined on a psychological level, not a spiritual one. So with the first two, it doesn't look like there's any more, matter of fact, going on for like a year. I'm talking about my oldest child's father. I'm going through, it's June 15, 2015. I'm talking about my oldest child's father, and he's actually stalking me. Like, in this one, I saw you bash RSD Tyler. You bash him because you are hoping one person you look up to won't give in to the same thing you are fighting. You are hoping that there is proof that you can move on. And the reason I saw that is because he told me to watch Real Social Dynamics. Shout out. Real Social Dynamics were pickup artists at this time. This is 2015. At this time, their main function was pickup artists. And he told me to watch them. So I started watching them, and I would see him in the comments and whatnot. But then what would be weird is when I make a comment, he would respond to me. If I make a comment, he would respond to my comments. And I knew it was him because of how he talks and how he types and his own, you know, everybody has a language signature. Everybody has a emoji signature, right? So I know he was following me around, and he is the primary one that stalks me via YouTube. And he always has. But when I started watching Real Social Dynamics, shit. Real Social Dynamics has switched over to something that is a little more wholesome and beneficial for the world. One of their guys was actually banned from certain countries because he was so aggressive and basically doing emotional rape. They were basically teaching people how to emotionally rape people for a very long time. A lot of that footage is no longer available. And I just want to give a shout out to Tyler for making that shift and being a more positive person in the universe and putting out better energy. But that's actually what they were doing. And by me watching it, I thought I was protecting myself. That was the purpose of me watching it. I can't believe how long this video is going to be one of my longest videos, but it's just like the most important topic because this is what is perpetuating this emotional rape is what is perpetuating the system, period. Whether it be through partners, through family, we are perpetuating emotional rape every single day. This is what's causing a whole bunch of single mothers. And then they tell you, you don't know how to choose a good man. That man made himself look like a good man. Period. Like, you cannot, you literally cannot make me feel bad anymore for my choice. Because he made himself out to be a good man. He made himself out to be a genuine father. He made himself out to be someone, but then like the minute I have a complaint, oh, I can't stand you. You flip-flop, you change your mind. You're evil, you're an imposter. Oh, you fucked people when you were single and that's why you're a whore. Like, there are women going through this shit all over the country. And that's not to say that, again, that is not to say that women are the only one going through it. I'm very aware. But when you have a society that is full of single mothers, not single fathers, there's a lower percentage of single fathers, you really have to ask yourself what the fuck is really going on. It has nothing to do with a lack of choices. The individual, the survivor, can have extreme difficulty making decisions, and that is not their fault. That is the fault of the man that raped them. We're gonna stop. Divine mercy for the mothers and the fathers. Okay, but there's a lower percentage of men that are single fathers as a result of this shit. And if you say that these women are mentally ill and they're trapping men and they're doing all this stuff, there are. But that percentage is a lot smaller than just women who have been fucking victimized in this way, because everybody has done it. I did it. Behold the man of the hour. We are all fucking guilty. So, you know, that's I didn't write any more entries. And the reason that is because almost immediately I went back. It was literally like I could not get past a week of not dealing with this man. And up until 2016, I was still just sucking his dick. And in fact, he made me do it when I had an actual boyfriend. And so now I look like a cheater. And I got in a fight with my boyfriend and we broke up because I didn't want to admit that that happened, because it's not anything I wanted. But he did this for multiple years. This made me feel disgusting. And then, because I had not healed, I went right into a relationship with Aaron's dad. And it was the same shit. But I was a lot stronger then. I was still stupid. I still fell for all this stuff. But I started to notice parallels in the situation. Like, he wanted me to lose weight and he wanted me to do like all these things. It's like, bro, I'm happy as I am. I'm not about to do all this shit for you. If you didn't want me, like, If you wanted somebody who was smaller, why didn't you just go find somebody that was smaller? Like, that don't make no sense. He would always try to boss me around, like, have me doing, you need to prove that you're wife material and do all these wifely duties. And I never got a ring, nothing. Now at this point, I was already pregnant because he had already got me. He tricked me into getting pregnant, had me take my birth control out, all that stuff, and then told me I wasn't going to be nothing but a baby mama. And this was my punishment because I cheated. And like, why would you? That doesn't even make any sense. You punished me and the child. Like, who does that? Only crazy people, right? But I kept my child because God honors life. God honors life. So, same for Natanya. At first, I was going to get an abortion with her as well because that's what they asked for. But God honors life. So, I chose to keep my children. And I just hope for the best, you know what I'm saying? But like with Aaron's dad, he was like, I'm heavily pregnant, and he wanted me to go down and do something because he got a ticket in Ohio and he needs me to do this, that, and the other. Like, that's literally what he dated me for. He dated me to be his errand girl. And he told me I wasn't worthy of being a wife if I wasn't going to do all these errands for him. So, I'm sorry, I'm getting bullied. I'm getting bullied right now because I said that Johnny Depp is an abuser. I said that Johnny Depp is an abuser. Amber Heard and Johnny Depp are both guilty of doing abusive behavior. That's hard to... I'm not choosing sides, but I can clearly see it because I'm actually living. Hey, what's up?
What's up? I'm trying to sneak up on you.
You trying to sneak up on me?
Yeah.
Grand Rising.
Grand Rising. Look.
What
Look how the sun's up.
Yep, the sun is up.
Today is Animal Day.
Animal Day. What animals?
The farm.
The farm? Okay.
Let's go meet some animals. We're gonna meet the pig and a cow and a horse.
Really? Let's see if somebody will let us do that. There are some over here. Yeah, so I'll get into that in another video. Now my baby's awake. Have a good day.